now we might see a difference already in the draft as the Faramis becomes a questionable pick. On a PH now on the blue side, and Aura Fire will take the red side.
So they are switched side on the second game, and Kadita is fanning not even to Aura Fire, and Aura Fire is banning Wan and Akai because Wan is, like we are mentioning before, it's the tire SS for Marksman itself. And Akai, using the heavy spin, it can bring a lot of crowd control effect, especially when doing the contest on the turtle bit or even the lower bit. But last hero still Gusion is getting banned, so they are like giving Faramis a game to Aura Fire, but are Aura Fire gonna take the bait? Gonna take the Faramis?
No, I don't think so. After that game, after the experience they had on the Faramis, now that they understand that, again, that Cult Altar doesn't work as it did before, now Aura Fire, they're caught in a bad spot because they either let the Faramis go or the Valentina go with their ban, or both. And if it does happen, if both of those heroes are left open, ONIC PH will definitely prioritize the Valentina, not the Faramis. So Aura makes the right choice in my opinion here by banning out the Valentina. A bit too expensive to let go, especially considering Super Friends. Wow, first pick Beatrix. They know how to counter Aura. Do not give Kabuki Beatrix.
Kabuki, the signature hero of Kabuki, they don't want to give it, but now two heroes will be picked by Aura Fire. I think if they want to play with Faramis again, they need to make sure that the other heroes is not too far away from the Cult Altar.
I think a solid choice here for Aura would be to firstly to secure Mathilda and Farsa. The Faramis did not work out.
Okay,
still
Faramis.
go. And Mathilda. Faramis, Mathilda. So I was right about the Mathilda, but the Faramis, Scolius, we mentioned this again now. The way Aura plays these team fights is it's that controlled chaos that we've come to know. Thing is though, this Cult Altar isn't going to be as good as it was before on Aura Fire because, again, you have to stay within the radius of the Cult Altar itself to actually get that ultimate to be useful.
That's why I'm mentioning before that maybe Aura Fire is already mastering the new Faramis, but
we'll see.
Yeah, the other heroes, I think if he want to use the Cult Altar very efficiently, they need to use the heroes like Karina or even Heyman, who will not go too far away from the Faramis, but Digi and Marcia. So with reverse time journey, it can save when Aura Fire is using crowd control heroes. But Barat is still open if they want to pick it, but the other heroes, Melissa is not a good or wise heroes to be picked by Aura Fire because they have Marcia, they have Beatrix, so there will be a Renner Apathy, there will be like the Feather Airstrike to give Melissa a hard time.
I think right now, if you take a look at it, ONIC PH already have drafted themselves such a good composition, right? You already have that disengage, from that time journey, you have a solid backline as well. And remember, Aura Fire banned this Diggy in the first game for a reason. It really nullifies all of that crazy engage that Aura Fire usually likes to put on to their enemies. Amon becomes the choice for Aura Fire here.
Secondary thoughts. ONIC PH need a tanky heroes because they are using Digi as the roamer. So there will be no frontliner for ONIC PH to like handling the damage from Aura Fire heroes. But with Aemon Miracle, I think it can bring burst damage if he didn't like get caught by the other heroes from ONIC PH. Especially Aemon have the camouflage to flank on the back line of ONIC PH and do the endless shard to power shot even.
Phobius though is going to be banned out by Aura Fire, so that's an interesting pick now, but you can already see ONIC PH start to narrow down that XP lane as well. We know Fluffy, his signature pick in MPL Indonesia was that Paquito will be banned out. Aura Fire now. I think it should be another XP lane ban or a jungler ban. Minotaur would be, Minotaur works so much. It's already set up by ONIC PH. They have AoE damage from both Nibiru, from both Beatrix and the Farsa. They already have the Diggy pick, so there's no way Aura Fire can counter that Minotaur with a Diggy. If Aura let this Minotaur slide, I'm pretty sure, again, we will see that ONIC PH pick.
Uh-oh.
The Barats.
Defend Barats
is the option.
Minotaur is open, but we gonna see like last ban from ONIC PH or they want to use Minotaur. Maybe as the XP laner?
Ooh, that's an interesting concept. We haven't seen that before. Usually we just see it in the jungle because in the XP lane, it's a bit harder to pull off, right? You're up against a duelist usually in that XP lane. In terms of clear, you're not that good in the mini waves itself. In the jungle, you're doing okay because you have that Demon Slayer to help you out. So I personally don't think the Minotaur is viable in that XP lane, but again, we might just see it here from ONIC PH. Two heroes, Fluffy, two of his signature heroes in MPL Indonesia. ONIC PH have definitely done their homework here. It's looking bad for Aura Fire now.
Yep.
The other option for Fluffy would be the Esmeralda, the Uranus, but up against this comp, I guess the Esme would be a bit better to absorb.
Yeah, absorb the ability from DG Time Journey, or like dive in using the Falling Star mode. But again, Kabuki with his
I don't see
Cloud.
it. Ooh. The Claude would normally be really good up against the Farsa and the Beatrix, but the thing is, ONIC PH have drafted themselves a Diggy already with the additional movement speed and shield that the Diggy has towards all the other members. I can't see the Blazing Duet dealing any sort of damage, especially after seeing Game 1. How ONIC PH played when they disengage was way too clean.
Don't forget the reverse time.
Exactly.
So Battle Mirror Image not gonna help Cloud when he dive in very not right momentum. So it gonna get back to the reverse time points, and the other heroes gonna punish Kabuki. And but last heroes from the ONIC PH, is it a sustainable hero or they want to play very fast on the early game?
Esmeralda, oh my god, they take it away from Aura too. Tyroth gets picked up here by Aura. It's one of the signature picks from Fluffy that was able to steal a lot of Lords in the match against RRQ, remember? But, man, it's going to be tough for Tyroth here, even in a team fight. In lane, yes, Tyroth's going to have a splendid time, especially with the Amon to help him. Kill pressure is the name of the game for Aura Fire, and they'll need to play around that XP lane. That's the only way I see Aura winning this.
Yeah, and Lavin need to work very hard to zoning out Farsha or even the Beatrix for not joining T-Fight later on. But if we see the drop right now, there we go. Main prediction are ONIC PH. Gonna want Game 2.
Oh man, looking at the drafts, I personally like ONIC PH's draft a bit more because again, they have a solid disengage, two solid backlines that were untargetable in Game 1. And I think it's going to continue here with the momentum on ONIC PH's side, but it's definitely winnable for Aura Fire if Tyroth and Amon scales up. What about you guys? Go ahead and spam the chat with your support as we dive into the Land of Dawn for maybe the closer. ONIC PH 1-0, match point. Aura Fire will try their best to force a third game in this series.
If you see both of the jungler, like Karina and Amon, they gonna like playing aggressively to looking for the kill points to get the snowballing factor so they can get the items, the level later on when they need for the team fight. But Karina facing Kabuki. Remember the Shadow Dance. It can like reflecting the basic attack from the Blazing Duet or even the basic attack from the Kabuki itself.
Early on as well. Here, you can say that Aura Fire will have a little bit more mid-control there. Sensui already stealing away, invading the jungle from the side of High. So early on, ONIC PH already with a pretty alright gold lead actually. Just a few, it's 300, you can't really count that, but it's still just a really good performance already in the early stages, pushing on the pace, even though, again, Aura Fire have that winning side in that XP lane.
Especially Sensui now is already on level 4.
Exactly.
Yeah, High is still level 3, so when the turtle is spawning on the Land of Dawn, I think ONIC PH gonna move first to the turtle pit. But Kabuki now, he is alone facing the Beatrix versus Diggy. Diggy is like a very annoying hero when he babysit the gold lane. We met before on the ranked game, right?
We did.
I'm using Diggy and you
it wasn't
cannot,
a fun time.
Yeah, you cannot farming. Oh my god.
Way to go, man. Opening up old wounds for me. I got absolutely destroyed by Coleus on the Diggy in the lane, right? We'll see how Aura deals with this. So far, Aura Fire will have more control in the first turtle. Feather Airstrike popped in, but the Cult Ultra comes in. Fluffy dives into the back line with the damage, but will lose out on the Cult Ultra HP. But it's Aura Fire with that strong side XP lane, utilizing it to secure the first turtle without retry. They want to get more here. Godiva, what are they recalling? Gaining a bit more confidence in game number 2, as that purple buff will surely go to the hands of High as well.
Without purple buff, I think Sensui will be a very need to be careful when using his mana. But now with 1.5 bar HP after this minion jungle, I think he gonna move to like looking for another jungle or do the recall, because like Aura Fire can do the pick off if High is standby or like camping on the bush.
Absolutely. Aura Fire, 500 gold lead early on. Thing is though, if Nats just continues to free farm like this, it's still going to be very dangerous. Aura need to find a way to shut either the Pharsa or the Beatrix down. Optimally, they would want to just shut down both of these members at the same time, but the way ONIC PH have been playing have just been phenomenal in the way that, sure, some members die, some members get taken down, but it's all the tanks, the roamers here, right? It's never really that important member from ONIC PH who gets taken down early on.
Like Diggy versus like Matilda. So both of them can be like the annoying factor from both of the team. Diggy with the auto alarm bomb and Matilda with the soul bloom. It can like zoning out, poking the damage. But look at the top lane, and the Shard didn't have the stack, so it didn't give a lot of damage to the Dare.
But Fluffy's looking for it still. They're going to be taken down there. First blood over to High. And this is what we said in the draft. Aura have that winning lane in the top side, in the XP lane. So they need to utilize it. And hey, this game, they are. They're utilizing it really well, putting a lot of gold to Fluffy and also High. With the first turret falling in the 4th minute.
Yep, with the first turret has been fallen, I think Aura will add more pressure to the ONIC PH. So they didn't get like the free farms factor on now the turtle is going up again.
Alright, Super Friends there. Wings by Wings is not going to be available for this turtle fight. Maybe it will be once it gets off the cooldown, but it's on a pretty long cooldown, right? Both teams going at it onto the turtle. Aura Fire once again will have a little bit more pressure. Alarm bombs being placed down by Kekadot. Godiva trying to zone the other members away. Look at the dive coming in. Kabuki comes in as well with a blazing duet, but the Cult Ultra there provides the safety necessary for Kabuki. ONIC PH with a good disengage, no kills over to Aura, just the turtle.
Yeah, it's a wise decision they disengage from the team fight because like Aura Fire have a lot of resources and now Sensui is facing them themselves. But if you want to have a lot of resources, especially on the financial, what they must do, Mirko?
Go ahead and watch the How to Farm and Spend Your Gold in MLBB videos by HSBC to level up your coin farming skills, ladies and gentlemen, because you can apply that in-game and in real life to push yourself to the next level.
Yep. But now, we're back to the game. On the mid lane, Sensui didn't get the point kills on the early game, but I think they need to fold the momentum. And to fold the momentum, you see what?
You guys can fold your phone as well with the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 4 5G. Absolutely. Get yourself the unrivaled gaming experience. Aura Fire are trying to use the unrivaled XP lane presence from Fluffy to try to get some more done on the map. They built up a 2,000 gold lead, so it's slowly but surely still moving up, and it's getting Aura Fire to a point where they can be really energized when they go for a fight. You guys can also be energized like a winner with Omne. Every day, your way. Aura Fire wants to play it their way as well. Gonna go for a dive. Nope, no minions.
No minions, so they need to get back. Sensui is coming, so just want to secure the neutral minion on the jungle, but he didn't get it. So Aura Fire, like I mentioned before, they adding more pressure to ONIC PH. So like Sensui is having a hard time right now. He are confusing like I want to like aiming for the kill points or even the objective, because when I want to aim for the turtle itself, Aura Fire is already there. They already stand by to wait for us.
Exactly, and right now, again, Aura Fire have the gold lead. They are going to have more pressure on this turtle. Fluffy has rotated here. ONIC has to be careful from the kill pressure that can be set by Fluffy. Cold Alter and instantly the instant engage coming in. That's the time Journey popped in. Aura securing the turtle. Kabuki with the blazing duel onto the back line, doing so much damage. Nets forced to flicker out. Kekidot falling to the hands of Godiva, but Fluffy as well will fall. Godiva caught in the midst now. Sensui and Nets trying to deal the damage onto him. Flickers out. Good juke by Godiva as he gets out with a guiding win. A nice play there to get out. And Aura Fire still holding, grasping onto that lead.
And it's a nice taunt to do the recall and do the sticker because like it's a good joke from Godiva. He's using like the flicker, he's using the guiding wind to escape from ONIC PH. But now, reset again. It's a very objective game. So until the almost 8 minutes right now, only 3 kill points happens on the game 2. 1 from ONIC PH and 2 from Aura Fire. But Aura Fire get all the turtle. If we see the items now, Kabuki already have the golden staff, Demon Hunter Sword, even 1 javelin. Maybe it's gonna build Wind of Nature. Yep, because he have the Vampire Amulet. But now the high with Glowing One, Genius One. I think the Endless Shard will be very, very painful.
Yeah, not just the Endless Shards, but also the combination that we've seen from the past 2 games as well. From the Renner Shot combined with the Feathered Airstrike. Takes a whole lot of HP. Godiva opening up the map. Kekidot gonna be born there. Endless Shards takes you out. Even if you have that time journey, you need to flicker out of that one. Aura Fire with another pick right before an objective take. They instantly chain it towards that top side, converting after every kill. It feels like deja vu, but it's Aura this time instead of ONIC PH in game 2.
But maybe the gold difference is not too far like the game 1 before. Like, it only have 4,000 gold difference from both of the teams. ONIC PH still can like bring back the momentum if they have like the Feather Airstrike on points, goes to the Amon High or even the Kabuki. But now the fight's happening game.
But now the Feather Airstrike has been popped in. Kabuki melting the backline down. He goes on to Nets. It's a disaster. High picks up the kill. It's a double with the glowing wand. Fluffy just going for the cleanup as Kekidot will fall as well. Sensui looking for the steal as he's in the bush. Spotted by Kabuki. Forced to back off. Aura Fire this time. Strike back. 6-1 and a free Lord.
Yep. Sensui is trying to play Peekaboo, but now with Kabuki's like going to the bush and Sensui doesn't want to take the risk, so he will get back and give the Aura Fire the first Lord because they have the Varsha, they have the high ground defensive to clear the minion wave very, very carefully. But like I mentioned before, the Varsha need to be careful when High is doing the camouflage, flanking on the back line and using the Endless Shard.
Whew. There you go. We finally get some time to slow down because this game has been, even though if you take a look at the kills, there's only 7 kills in 10 minutes, it really feels fast-paced because the way they're rotating on the map, the way the game's been played so far is both teams are constantly rotating across the map, back and forth, just trying to fight for pressure.
But now, I think the winning condition for Aura Fire is like take down the Super Friends because the Feather Airstrike will give them a hard time to clear the minion wave, even give the damage to the Cloud using by Kabuki or even the Facehugger. But when the Super Prince is taken down or even Nats, he will be chased down by the Fluffy, right? So we already seen it happening before that Fluffy using the Abyssal Strike. It's gonna be painful.
Very painful, right? Right now, I guess you were right. In game 1, you said that the reason Aura Fire lost as hard as they did was because Kabuki fell behind a bit too early in the game. He got first blood, he got solo killed by Nets, and that just was the domino effect that turned Aura Fire around. And now, it's the opposite. Kabuki's learned from that mistake. He's no longer going to be dueling against the Beatrix level 1. It's something that he likes to do because he's usually on the bully heroes. He's not usually on the scaling heroes like the Claude. But here, he's been performing pretty well, right? His Claude has been solid with his blazing duets, even up against ONIC PH's time journey. We said in the draft, well, I said in the draft that Claude's going to have a hard time against a time journey because of the mobility that it has for the team together. But so far, Kabuki's been proving me wrong.
Yep. Because he's smartly looking for the space to get more farm, like looking for the items. Like if you're smart enough, you can search for the Aurora collection by Logitech, guys, because it has many colorful ways and it has a clear voice, so you can choose the color by your own personality.
It's amazing, it's clean, and right now Aura, we're looking for that clean engage as well. Big damage coming in, Godiva jumping in, will lose the Cold Altar HP, but it's all just to zone the members away to take the first base turret up top. Aura looking to convert onto the mid lane now, but the base turret passive will be popped, bottom side as well. Base turret passive's gone completely. Aura Fire got the value off of that first Lord. 9,000 gold lead built up for the Dragons.
It's worth it for Aura because they got the top base turret right now. And if you look at the item, Nat, you only have the Counter Strike and the Blast Officer. But now, the airstrike shut down high. Trying to get back from Kabuki. He doesn't have the Blasting Duet anymore. But Kabuki inside! Using Blasting Duet! But Time Journey is being blocked up, but Kabuki is taken down.
Oh my god! Kabuki tried to make that play happen, the miracle play, right after losing high. He jumps back onto 5 members, and that might have been the moment for ONIC PH to actually start their comeback, to build around their comeback. They've gone 2 kills, and guess what? It's on to the 2 Prio members of Aura. Aura couldn't have wished for... Well, no, ONIC PH couldn't have wished for better targets there. It's literally the 2 targets that they were dying for, that they've been waiting for. And we can see it again. High, way too overextended, not respecting the pick potential from ONIC and Kabuki. It was a nice try. You could definitely see what they were going for, but without the coordination with the team, as a Claude, once that Blazing Duet turns off, you won't have enough damage.
In my humble opinion, it's a very risky move from Kabuki because High was already taken down and then
And he had no sprint.
Yep, no sprint. And if we see the other members of Aura Fire are they are not ready for the movement of Kabuki trying to get in using the Battle Mirror Image and Blasting Duet. Even, it will be a high reward if they got it, but they failed.
They did. Aura Fire, though, they're still grasping onto that gold lead. Luckily for Aura Fire, when they did lose their core members, it was when the Lord wasn't up. If they lose their members now, it's going to be a disaster. ONIC PH definitely looking for that pick potential once again, but Fluffy is doing exactly what Darius was doing to him, pushing that bottom side. Godiva opening up the map. That's the shot over to Kabuki, but an Endless Shard with the Retri will secure the Lord. Godiva just goes in for one more Circling Eagle, just losing that Cold Altar HP. They might actually be looking for more here. The first time, bringing Godiva back. But Godiva is able to get out of that one with a flicker. Aura, once again, are gonna go for the push with the Enhanced Lord, Golius.
Enhanced Lord going to the top lane. I think they will manage the minion on the mid and the bottom lane, so 3 lane will get inside together and Aura Fire. The winning condition, like I mentioned before, they need to take down Super Prince because the Feather Airstrike gonna clear the minion wave very, very quickly.
It's a bit too fast. ONIC PH have the Feather Airstrike, also have the Bennett from Nets to clear out the waves. The render shot gonna be used first by Nets. Mini waves micromanaged very well by ONIC PH. Aura Fire, this is where they struggle. How do they crack the base? Siege potential not available. The only one who can really siege down the turret is Kabuki. Aura's draft rely heavily on an engage, and that's what they're going for. Shadow Stampede coming in, Kekidot taken low, but it's only the Roamer. A lot of resources burnt out already. No Cult Altar for Aura Fire. Dare jumps in with a Falling Star Moon, unable to connect onto anyone. Dare gonna lose his life to the Endless Shards. Aura now going to that bottom side. Bennett gonna be popped. The ultimate there to clear out the waves. Feather Airstrike still available as well, so Aura need to respect this. And ONIC PH with an amazing defense here, holding the game off.
Yep, still have the breath, still have the chance to win this game. They want to play very, very defensively, even now, Feather Airstrike. Like I mentioned before, it's clear the minion wave very, very quickly, but you need to make sure that Kabuki didn't get inside using his Battle Mirror Image and the Blasting Duet in the right moment because you can kill Parsha very quickly.
No flicker on Nets. Fluffy caught. Abyssum Strike just to clear out the waves. Nets with Nibiru's Passion just to clear out the wave as well. Aura Fire backing off, getting a base turret. The longer the game goes though, Coleus, the better the chances, the higher the chances of an ONIC PH comeback with their draft.
Yep, because they have 3 late game heroes. Like I mentioned before, Kabuki, Nats using the Beatrix, Esmeralda on the late game is very, very sustainable, and even the Farsia is very, very painful to receiving the damage from the Feather Airstrike.
the main problem for Aura Fire currently with their draft, and the reason I chose ONIC PH in terms of just draft in the drafting phase after it got wrapped up is Aura are very one-dimensional in the way that they can only look for picks and team fights. In terms of siege potential, they only have Kabuki. They don't really have that ranged ability like ONIC PH does. Godiva, good positioning, opening up that map. Conceal play, evaded away from by Aura Fire. And now Aura can actually just go, push that bottom side, top side, use the goal lead that they still have in the 15th minute, and the map pressure that they have to go for the Enhanced Lord. But at this point, they might need an Evolved Lord to end the game.
Yes, because there will be no conceal, so there will be no sneaky play from ONIC PH. That's why Aura Fire confidently take down the Lord very quickly. And yep, the Lord is not evolved yet, but I think it can bring a lot of power to Aura Fire to push to get the base middle turret or even end the game if the Super Friends is taken down.
Comes down to how Aura Fire engage, because again, they can't siege down the turrets with their composition. They can only look for fights. ONIC PH now on full defense mode. Aura Fire with that Lord coming down to that top side. We're gonna have to see how this plays out. Nets has the flicker back up. It's back in time. 8,000 gold lead for Aura Fire. The longer the game goes, the more irrelevant it becomes. Now, trying to go to that mid lane, but will be cleared out by the Bennett. Top side pushed in by Aura Fire, looking for that Lord play, but it is going to be taken very low. Cold Altar bringing it back, but it is going to be Kakeda who just gets taken down. Kabuki with the Blazing Duet, and the Endless Charge almost takes there down. But the airstrike coming in to clear out the waves, but Fluffy will lose his immortality. Super Prince looking for the timing. Fluffy flickers out the base, targeted down. Aura equalize in game 2, 1-1. Oh man, to the final second, it's always a it's very hard one on our hearts. Well, every single game Aura Fire plays, it's always a hard game to cast.
But this is the Fire that we always looking for on the MPL Indonesia before. Aura Fire always play like they're playing aggressively, they play waiting for the momentum itself until like from the game 1, it's a very hard time from our